Hi, I'm Dr. Doris and you are so welcome. Today I received the question from Hannah, Germany. Why am I overthinking? Thank you for your question, Hannah. First, I suggest to ask, is it worth it? If what you are thinking about is actually important, interesting, something worth it. If you're thinking about it too much, maybe sitting down and writing it into your journal would help. Another solution is think about who you would like to communicate this to or about, and make a time with a friend and simply speak about this topic. If one of these is going to help you and you feel more completed, fine. If not, let's think about what is thinking. What is your thought made of? Actually, your thought is made of a visual, video, and an auditory component. Which means if you analyze for a little bit what happens when you are overthinking, you are either listening to internal dialogue or you are seeing pictures or movies inside. Now, the situation is that you are not only overthinking, Hannah. Welcome to the club. Many people are overthinking because thinking is not only conscious. A big portion of thinking actually comes from the subconscious mind. For example, for some of us, the visual is more conscious. Means if you ask yourself, do I have pictures? You would know. For a moment, ask yourself, when I overthink, am I entertaining into pictures or movies? Please stop the video for a second and think. Thank you. When it is thoughts in form of movies and pictures, it's about working on that picture internally and practice to take the color out and turn it into black and white. Make the picture smaller and turn it into black and white. I give you again a moment to do this. Pause the video. All right, did it work? Maybe it is good to practice this for a little while. If you got some effect, continue to practice with your inner movies and inner pictures. You can reduce the intensity. Yes. Now, the audio component. So if you are more aware of your internal dialogue, many say it's a chatter. It's two voices going back and forth. And either it's you and somebody else, or it is thinking about the past and comparing it to the future. However, so much chatter inside, isn't it? Now, your audio component also has elements to it that you can influence. Yes, you can. You can reduce. First, let's work with volume. How loud this internal dialogue is. If you say you are overthinking, Hannah, probably it's loud. It may be louder than your normal voice. It doesn't have to be. It could also be as if many noises and voices and dialogues are going on in your background. If this would be a volume meter, take your hand and imagine as if you take a piece from an amplifier where this is 100 and this is 0. Then take the lever in your hand. I take my video control and reduce the volume. Turn it a little bit more down. Turn it a little bit more down. And hear inside how the sound is less and less and less and less. How far do you get it? Most people I work with can at least get it to 30, some even to 20, some even lower. If you are able to reduce the volume of your internal dialogue, you have done a lot. Now, let's work. I give you a moment. Pause. Good. Important to practice this. Now, let's work with the tonality, which is the quality of the sound. It could be that the voice is just whispering, and maybe it's a complaining or nagging voice. This is not working and this is not working. You know, we call it the victim voice, the helpless voice. How about change the quality of that sound and make it a little more loud and determined? Okay, it's not working. What to do about it? That discussion is probably very quickly stopped. It could be that the voice has the sound of somebody who reminds you. Maybe a strict person in your past, or somebody who has scolded you a lot. So if the sound is overwhelming and it's maybe too raspy or it's echoing, again, simply reduce the quality of the sound. Reduce the tonality, taking the effect out of it. You can do it. Pause the video and practice. Okay, how was that? Great. Thank you for working with me. And Hannah, your question is very important. Very important, because most of what we humans experience as disturbing emotions, disturbing feelings, disturbing inner experiences have to do with thinking. Overthinking is a very broad generalization of what goes on inside of us. Now, why do you overthink? Maybe we change the question at this point to how to best change it. We already learned how to reduce the effect of the video and put the size smaller and the color into black and white. We already worked on reducing the volume and using our volume meter for reducing the volume to a very low volume. We just worked with the quality of the sound called tonality. Now, when you are able to reduce the volume of the inner chatter more and more and more, what you actually reach is what many people work on achieving with meditation. I have meditated many years in my life, and looking back, I could say I have listened to my negative internal dialogue in most of those hours sitting and focusing on finding inner silence. After I studied more about what is thought, and after I learned more tools how I can affect this thinking, I was much more successful in reaching this inner silence. Hannah, when you ask me today, why am I overthinking? I would like to complete my answer to you here today saying, what is the other side of overthinking? It is inner silence, isn't it? It's some sense of emptiness. You can practice meditation, and I suggest to do so. I would also like to help you with something that I have experienced in my 36 years of working with myself and others, which is manipulate this material your thought is made of. As you are more and more aware of your inner pictures and movies, and you learn to put them far away, to disassociate from them, which means leave them out, and you can go back and see them from far. Or take the color out, put it into black and white, make it more still, so that stillness can enter into the quality of your thinking. And so does working with the audio component help you to work with the quality of your thinking. So maybe your question, Hannah, is not why am I overthinking? Maybe your question is, how can I run my thoughts more consciously? How can I create greater choice to put a halt, like a stop button? Stop. At least interrupt. And as you interrupt, take that moment. Take a deep breath. Enjoy choice and build your choice. And think about, first, is it worth it to think about it and do something about it? And second, isn't it about the quality of your thought? Think about shifting your thought to what is worth it. If you experience overthinking, Hannah, ask yourself, what would you like to think about? Choose a topic that is important to you, that entices you. And when you then think about it, it might give you a good feeling. It might give you some satisfaction. So here's some thoughts today on overthinking. Thank you for the question, Hannah. And this is the AHA series. I'm Dr. Doris, and you are welcome.